This high-spined dragon bit down on the head of the Edmontonia. This was also extremely dangerous. If stabbed by its bone spikes, it would either kill or injure. It can be seen from this that the high-spined dragon is definitely one of the toughest creatures in the dinosaur world. They completely disregard their own safety and dare to challenge. Not only that, they are also giant dinosaur killers. They are simply fearless and lawless. Faced with a sleeping herd of Poseidonsaurs, the high-spined dragon had delusions of grandeur. If it could take down such a prey, it would be enough to feed their entire group for 3 days. However, the opponent's guard discovered it. With a roar from the opponent, all Poseidonsaurs woke up from their slumber. It could only sneak away in embarrassment. However, there was a clever little cutie who sneaked into the water to observe the herbivorous dinosaurs' every move. If it doesn't bare its teeth and grin, herbivorous dinosaurs would mistake it for one of their own. After observing, it immediately plunges its head into the water. It pretends exceptionally well. If you don't look closely, it's really hard to tell. It surfaces after a while to catch its breath. The more serious it gets. The plesiosaur group by the shore huddles together. Their group dynamics are particularly good. The young adults already in love, occasionally throwing some dog food, catching the single dogs off guard. The herbivorous dinosaurs in the forest are restless, always feeling like there are eyes watching them in the dark. Because night is a predator's paradise, most herbivorous dinosaurs are night blind. So when night falls, they have to huddle together for warmth. At this time, they become like lambs to the slaughter. The high-spined dragon set off while it was still light out. Both ambush and surprise attacks have a high success rate. The key is to seize a favorable position early on. At this time, the Poseidon dragons were also migrating in large numbers. They began to move away from water sources. They found an open area to rest. Seeking advantage and avoiding danger is instinctive for all animals. However, no one dares to provoke them. But at this moment, the 3 high-spined dragon brothers encountered trouble. The only predator in the forest that dared to challenge them appeared. They were the fire thief dragons. These guys are clever and extremely agile. They often intercept the high-spined dragons because they operate as a team. They are also very bold. But this time, the high-spined dragons didn't go easy on them. A meaningless standoff evolved into a chase. The 3 brothers got tough. The fire thief dragons were frantically fleeing ahead. They realized the serious consequences of provocation. But at this point, kneeling and begging for mercy was out of the question. They could only take it step by step. The thorny dragon was not good at running at high speeds. However, the speed of the fire thief dragon was limited in the dense forest. They closely followed behind. The pressure was too much. The provocateurs were scared out of their wits. At this moment, a fire path dragon was so scared that it squeezed into a crack in the rock. It was like catching turtles in a jar. They were no match in terms of combat power for the higher level predators. At this point, it was impossible for it to run away. The crack in the rock was its temporary refuge, but it also limited its freedom. At this moment, 2 other fire thief dragons took advantage of the thorny dragon's distraction and also squeezed in. They were surrounded and had no way out. The thorny dragon desperately squeezed into the crack in the rock. Luckily, this place was relatively narrow. Life is not in danger, but the psychological pressure is quite significant. Although in the end, the Gaodailong definitely cannot get in. But this lesson has been well taught. From now on, presumably the Huadailong will no longer dare to provoke without reason.